Today, we're going to share our top 5 tips that we learned while visiting Italy. Tip number 1, just embrace how they eat breakfast in Italy.
As an American, when you think of breakfast, you think toast, bacon, eggs, pancakes, sit down. That is not at all how Italy does breakfast. And for the first half of the trip, we were really trying to force this. We're like, we need a pancake or a waffle place, we want to get some eggs. We'd look up all these places and they would have absolutely terrible reviews. The few that did serve breakfast, most places wouldn't even open for breakfast. It was about halfway through the trip or so we started to figure out that breakfast was more so like a pastry type thing. So it was a little bit more grab and go style with some donuts or some croissants. Stick with the pastries and the croissants for breakfast and then do the big lunch early. Tip number 2. You can take shorter gondola rides to save some big bucks.
If you've ever been to Venice or ever plan to go to Venice, you know one of the big attractions there is taking a gondola ride through the canal. The gondola rides everyone thinks of are about 30 minutes and they cost about 90 euros, which is very expensive for such a short amount of time. Alternatively, you can take a short gondola ride that just takes you across the Grand Canal, which still takes at least 5 minutes or so and only costs 2 euros. So you can ride the same areas for a lot less if you just take a couple gondola rides to and from as you're walking around and save some big bucks there. Tip number 3, bring clothes that are going to cover both your shoulders and your knees if you're visiting any of the churches in Italy.
The churches are really strict about this rule. They have like little ponchos that you can buy to like wear. You really want to make sure that whatever you're wearing comes down past your knee. Your knee should not be visible, as well as for your shoulders. This went for both men and women. They were really particular about making sure that you looked respectful and appropriate when you were kind of visiting the church. Make sure that if you are planning to go to those places, you wear nice and appropriate clothing. Tip number 4, use the train system for going between cities.
If you're traveling Italy and you're not going to be driving all through the countryside, a beautiful way of still seeing the countryside while also very quickly and easily getting to and from your destinations is taking the trains. The trains are super easy. You can buy tickets day of or in advance, depending on if you know what your schedule's like. Easily jump on a train that'll take you from Venice to Florence or Florence to Rome or where any of these cities you want to go, all while getting a great view of the countryside while you sit back and relax. Great way of doing it. Tip number 5, book tickets in advance for museums and other ticketed sites.
A lot of the places that we went, we had our tickets in advance and it saved us so much time. I know especially the Uffizi and the Academia, which were 2 that we really wanted to see. First off, when we booked online, they already had weeks that were sold out like coming up to our trip, but they also had like a 3rd line that you had to stand in order to get your ticket. So it would take you hours to get your ticket to then spend a good hour or so in line to get in, making sure that we were able to see everything we wanted to see in the day. Bonus tip, eat at Del Moro's.
When you go to Venice, you've got to eat at this place. It has an unusual balance of being absolutely delicious pasta while also really cheap. It's to-go pasta, it's the best chicken alfredo you'll ever have in your life. You can eat it while sitting in the streets of Venice. It's an amazing time. Just do it.
And those are our tips for Italy. Hopefully you will be planning a trip there because it is certainly worthwhile.
And if you've been to Italy before, go ahead and comment below, share your best tips for visiting Italy. We'll see you guys next week.